The vast darkness of space was filled with silent stars, cold and distant. Yet among these stars, a single small ship moved quickly. Carrying the hopes of a planet called Earth, inside that ship sat Commander Sarah Malik, the chosen envoy of humanity. She was calm but alert, knowing her mission was unlike any before. The Galactic Council, the most powerful group in the galaxy, had never been contacted by Earth. Now, Sarah's task was clear: to bring peace and build an alliance that would protect Earth from future threats. Sarah looked out of the ship's small window, watching the bright blue and green colors of her home planet fade away behind her. Earth had changed in many ways. War, climate problems, and new technology had shaped its people into strong survivors. But the galaxy was a different place. The Galactic Council ruled hundreds of star systems, and they viewed Earth as an unknown, possibly dangerous world. Sarah knew that her first meeting with them would decide Earth's future. If the Council welcomed her, peace might be possible. If they rejected her, war could come. The ship's computer beeped softly, signaling that they were entering the Council's space. Sarah straightened her uniform and checked the message she carried. A simple message from Earth's leaders offering friendship, cooperation, and sharing technology that could help everyone. The message was clear. Earth wanted peace, not war. But Sarah's instincts told her the Council might not see it that way. The Council's headquarters appeared ahead, a huge structure floating in space like a shining jewel. It was a complex of towers and domes, glowing with strange colors. Around it, hundreds of ships moved silently, watching and protecting. Sarah's ship was ordered to dock immediately. Her heart beat faster. This was the moment everything would change. When the airlock opened, Sarah stepped into a long hallway filled with strange shapes and lights. She was greeted by council guards, tall, armored beings with sharp eyes. They led her to a waiting room where other envoys from many worlds had gathered. Their faces were different, some friendly, some cold. Sarah felt a chill. The Galactic Council was not known for kindness. After what seemed like hours, a door opened. Sarah was called. Inside, the council chamber was vast and dark, with a high ceiling where stars seemed to shine inside. Around a large round table sat representatives from many worlds. Their faces were serious, their eyes watching Sarah closely. The head of the council, a figure with glowing eyes and a calm voice, spoke first. "Commander Malik of Earth," he said slowly, "we have received your message. You seek friendship and knowledge. But your world is new to us. Why should we trust humans? What proof? Do you bring that you will not bring destruction?" Sarah took a deep breath. "Come with open hands," she said firmly. "Earth has learned the cost of war. You want peace, technology sharing, and cooperation. Together we can face dangers no single world can stand against." The council members whispered among themselves. The atmosphere was tense. Suddenly one representative stood up. A tall, sharp-faced alien named Voral, from the planet Xander. "Peace," he said with a harsh laugh. "Humans have weapons that could destroy entire planets. How do we know you are not a threat?" Sarah met his gaze without fear. "If we wanted war, we would have started it long ago. We'd come because we want to survive. We want to build a future where no one lives in fear." The head of the council nodded slowly. "Your words are brave, but words are easy. We must test your sincerity." The meeting continued for hours. Sarah answered questions about Earth's technology, culture, and military. She spoke honestly but carefully. The council's eyes never left her. At last they agreed to let her stay for a few days while they studied Earth's message and technology. Sarah was relieved, but knew the real challenge had just begun. As she returned to her ship to prepare for the next meetings, a sudden alarm went off in the council building. Outside the chamber, guards rushed past with weapons drawn. Sarah felt a cold fear she could not explain. She hurried back only to see chaos unfolding. The council members were shouting. Suddenly, a powerful explosion rocked the building. Sarah was thrown to the ground. When she looked up, she saw the council chamber in flames and smoke. Amid the confusion, Sarah was shocked to see the body of another envoy lying motionless on the floor. The human envoy who had come before her, thought to be safe. He had been killed inside the council building. No one knew how or why. The council quickly sealed off the area and declared a lockdown. Sarah was trapped inside with dozens of frightened envoys and council members. Fear filled the air. Who had done this? Is it an accident or a deadly plot? Outside the council headquarters, Earth waited anxiously for news. The death of the previous envoy was kept secret for a time, but rumors soon spread. Earth's leaders demanded answers. They sent urgent messages, but the council remained silent. Sarah felt the weight of the tragedy. The death was not only a loss of life, but a warning. The Galactic Council did not want Earth involved. She knew now that her peaceful mission might fail before it began. In the silent hours that followed, Sarah tried to understand the forces working against her. Was there a faction within the Council that wanted war? Was Earth a threat to their power? Could she survive long enough to reveal the truth? The Council finally announced that the envoy had died due to an accident. But Sarah was not convinced. The signs pointed to murder, a deliberate act to stop Earth's voice in the galaxy. Her communication with Earth was cut off. She was alone, surrounded by possible enemies. The tension grew every minute. As she sat in her small quarters, Sarah's mind raced. She knew she had to stay strong for Earth and for all who wanted peace. But she also prepared for the worst. If the Council wanted war, then Earth would answer with all its strength. The envoy's death was just the beginning. Spark had been lit, one that would burn across the stars. Sarah looked out again at the stars through the small window. Somewhere out there, millions of lives depended on her decisions. The peaceful future she dreamed of was slipping away fast. The galaxy was. Watching the game had changed. The envoy had arrived, but the real battle was about to begin. The news of the envoy's death spread across Earth like wildfire. For days, silence came from the Galactic Council. No explanations, no apologies, no proof. Just a cold wall of refusal. Earth's leaders were stunned and angry. Sarah. Melek had returned to the Council's headquarters with hopes for peace. But instead, she faced a terrible loss and a deeper mystery. How could the most powerful group in the galaxy allow such a crime? Or was this no accident at all? Inside Earth's high-security command center, the top officials gathered under bright lights and constant surveillance. President James Riker paced the room, his face tight with frustration. The Galactic Council's silence was worse than any threat. "They are trying to make us look weak," he said. "If they want war, we will give them one. They will never." Forget, but not all on Earth wanted immediate violence. Some argued for calm and careful diplomacy. Ambassador Lena Moore, one of Earth's best negotiators, warned, "We must be careful. If we rush, the Council will say we started the conflict. We need proof, clear proof, before we act." While Earth's leaders debated, the Galactic Council held their own secret meetings. The envoy's death was blamed on a tragic accident. A security failure, they said. But many on Earth did not believe the story. The Council was hiding something. Back inside the Council headquarters, Sarah was kept under close watch. Her communications were limited, and suspicion grew around her presence. The Council members whispered in corners, watching her every move. Every word Sarah spoke was recorded. It was clear she was no longer a guest, but a prisoner in a political game far bigger than she imagined. Days passed, and tension grew like a storm ready to explode. Earth's media broadcasted the envoy's death and the Council's silence. Public anger boiled on Earth. People took to streets, holding candles and banners demanding justice. The loss of the envoy was personal for many. It was the symbol of Earth's hope for peace. Amid this chaos, a shocking message arrived on Earth's secure channels, a secret transmission from a hidden source inside the Council. It was encrypted but contained fragments of data that suggested the envoy was not killed by accident. The message hinted at a planned assassination to stop Earth's rise. Earth's intelligence agencies scrambled to decode the message. They worked day and night, knowing this could be the key to understanding the Council's true intentions. Commander Malek was questioned repeatedly by Earth's security experts. She told them everything she saw and heard, but deep inside, she felt a growing fear. If the Council wanted war, they were already preparing. At the Galactic Council, a powerful faction known as the Shadow Circle controlled many decisions. They saw Earth as a dangerous outsider, a threat to their centuries of control. The Envoy's death was their message: stay out of our business. But some younger council members disagreed. They warned that killing the Envoy could destroy any chance of peace and push Earth into war. Sarah secretly met with one of these younger council members, a diplomat named Thaler. He warned her, the council is divided. Some want peace, others want to crush Earth before it grows stronger. You must be careful. They may come for you next. The meeting was brief but filled with tension. Sarah realized that even within the council, power was unstable. The galaxy's fate balanced on a knife's edge. Could Earth trust anyone here? Back on Earth, President Riker made a bold decision. He sent a strong message to the council demanding a full investigation and immediate answers. He warned that if the council refused, Earth would consider all options, including military action. The message was broadcast across the galaxy, shocking many. The council's response was cold and firm. They denied any wrongdoing and accused Earth of spying and threatening their security. They claimed the Envoy carried secret weapons data and had tried to steal council technology. It was a dangerous accusation that shook Earth's diplomats and scientists. The accusation stirred panic. Could it be true that the Envoy was involved in secret spying? Or was this a lie to justify the murder? Sarah refused to believe it. She knew the Envoy's mission was peaceful. But the Council's words created confusion and mistrust among Earth's allies. Meanwhile, strange things began to happen on Earth's borders and space. Several of Earth's small outposts reported unusual activity, unidentified ships shadowing their movements, strange signals blocking communications. Earth's military was put on high alert. It was clear the Galactic Council was preparing for something. Sarah met with Earth's military commanders. She shared what little she knew about the Council's divisions and warned that the Envoy's death was only the start. We must be ready, she said quietly. If they want war, we must not be caught unprepared. At the same time, secret agents on Earth searched for spies who might have leaked information to the Council. Inside Earth grew, not just from outside threats, but from fear within. Trust was breaking down. Friends became suspects. Every shadow held a question. As days passed, the world seemed to hold its breath. The Envoy's death was not just a tragedy, it was a challenge, a silent accusation from the galaxy's most powerful leaders. Earth's response would decide the future, peace or war. On the last day of the Council's deadline for answers, Sarah stood before a council of Earth's leaders, her face tired but determined. "We cannot wait forever," she said. "The Council's silence is a threat. We must prepare to defend ourselves and make them answer for this crime." The room was silent. Everyone knew the moment had come, the moment to choose the path forward. As night fell over Earth, millions watched the stars, wondering what would come next. The Envoy's death was a wound still bleeding. The silence from the Galactic Council was louder than any war cry. In the distance, deep in space, Dark Fleet began to move. The game was no longer just words or accusations. It was about power. was about survival, and Earth was ready to fight. The silence from the Galactic Council pressed down on Earth like a dark cloud. No answers, no explanations, only suspicion and fear. On Earth, behind closed doors and in secret labs, a team of scientists and intelligence officers worked. Tirelessly, they had one goal: to find the truth hidden behind the Envoy's death. Commander Sarah Malik sat in a quiet room filled with blinking screens and scrolling codes. The encrypted message they received from inside the Council's space was their only hope. It was like a puzzle, strange symbols and data that needed to be broken down piece by piece. Sarah watched as the Earth's best cryptographers tried to unlock its secrets. Hours passed, then days. The pressure grew. Earth's leaders wanted proof to justify action. What they found was more shocking than anyone expected. Deep inside the data were plans, secret plans of the Galactic Council. The Envoy had uncovered a hidden project, one the Council wanted to keep secret from the galaxy. It was a weapon, not just a weapon of war, but a tool of control. It's designed to enslave or destroy entire planets if they dared to rebel. Sarah's heart pounded as the information became clear. The Envoy had been killed because they had found out about this weapon. The Council feared Earth might stop them or reveal their secret to other worlds. This was not a simple political fight. It was a battle over survival. The revelation shook Earth's leaders. President Riker called an emergency meeting, gathering his top advisors, military commanders, and scientists. The room buzzed with tension and fear. "This changes everything," Riker said grimly. "The Envoy died because we threatened the Council's control. Now they see us as an enemy." The scientists explained the weapon was unlike anything Earth had ever seen. It used strange energy that could tear apart planets or freeze stars. If the Council activated it, entire star systems could vanish. Earth had to act fast. But the discovery brought new problems. Ow! Could Earth protect itself against such power? How could they warn other planets without starting a panic? Could anyone inside Earth be secretly helping the Council? Sarah faced these questions alone more often than she liked. The Council's distrust had planted seeds of doubt everywhere. Some on Earth thought Sarah might be hiding information, or worse, working for the enemy. She knew the truth would make some uncomfortable, but she trusted her mission and the people she served. As the investigation deepened, strange events started to occur on Earth. Communications were hacked. Security systems were breached. Someone was trying to sabotage the truth. Sarah and her team worked night and day to find the mole, but the closer they got, the more dangerous their work became. In one secret meeting, Sarah confronted a suspected insider, a senior officer who had access to sensitive data. The officer denied all accusations, but Sarah saw the fear in his eyes. "You must choose a side," she warned quietly. "We fight for Earth, or we fall with the Council." The officer disappeared soon after, and Sarah knew the fight for truth was only beginning. Meanwhile, on the Galactic Council's side, the Shadow Circle grew restless. It sent spies and assassins to find the source of the leaks and stop Earth's investigations. They feared that if Earth revealed the secret weapon, their power would collapse. Sarah received messages from Thalor, the young Council diplomat who wanted peace. "The Council is breaking apart," he warned. "The Shadow Circle is gaining control. You must act quickly." No time to lose, Earth began strengthening its defenses. New ships were built in hidden shipyards. Scientists worked on ways to counter the Council's weapon. Sarah coordinated with military leaders to prepare for the worst. The public on Earth remained unaware of the full danger. Leaders kept the secret to avoid panic, but Sarah knew that the truth could not stay hidden forever. The Envoy's death had opened a door to a dark future. At the same time, tensions between planets increased. Some worlds secretly sided with Earth, hoping to escape the Council's control. Others stayed loyal, fearing change. The galaxy was dividing into camps. In this time of uncertainty, Sarah found herself alone more often. Friends and allies were rare. The Council's grip was tightening. The path forward was unclear. But one thing was certain: the Envoy's death was not the end. It was the first move in a deadly game that would decide the fate of humanity and the galaxy. Sarah stared out into the night sky, feeling the weight of millions of lives on her shoulders. The secret truth was out, and now Earth had no choice but to fight or be destroyed. The silent war had begun. The revelation of the Galactic Council's secret weapon sent shockwaves through Earth's highest command. The peaceful Envoy mission was shattered, replaced by a stark reality. The galaxy's most powerful leaders viewed Earth not as a friend, but as a threat. Commander Sarah. Malik and Earth's leaders faced a grim choice: prepare for war or risk total destruction. In hidden shipyards scattered across Earth's orbit, massive construction projects began. New warships, sleek and deadly, rose from hangars, their hulls bristling with advanced weapons and shields designed to withstand the Council's mysterious technology. Engineers worked around the clock, pushing humanity's technology to its limits. Earth was no longer a planet focused on peace talks. It was becoming a fortress ready for battle. Sarah met daily with military commanders and scientists in secure bunkers. Each briefing was filled with tension. Secret weapons power was terrifying, but Earth's greatest minds were determined to find a way to counter it. We may not match their strength yet, Sarah said firmly, but we will. Never be caught off guard. Earth's population sensed the growing threat, even though leaders tried to keep calm. News reports showed increased military activity, and rumors spread of strange ships near Earth's borders. Citizens whispered fears of a coming war, but few understood the true scale of what was unfolding. Meanwhile, the Galactic Council was not idle. The Shadow Circle's influence grew, and their warships spread across key systems. They began launching small raids on Earth's outer colonies, testing defenses and gathering intelligence. Each attack was quick and brutal, meant to send a warning. One such raid struck an Earth research station on the edge of Council space. The station was vital, studying new energy sources. Explosions rocked the facility. Alarms blared and communications went dark. Earth's forces scrambled to respond, but arrived too late. The station was lost, and with it, valuable knowledge. The attack shocked Earth's leaders. It was proof the Council was preparing for full-scale war. The time for waiting was over. In a secret meeting, Sarah presented a bold plan to President Riker and his advisors. We cannot let them keep the advantage, she said. We must strike first. A precise surgical attack on their military base could change the game. The room was silent. Some feared the risk. If the strike failed, it would mean open war and heavy losses. Others saw it as the only way to survive. The president nodded slowly. Prepare the fleet. We will show the galaxy that Earth is not afraid. As preparations began, Sarah returned to her quarters to reflect. The weight of her mission was heavier than ever. The Envoy's peaceful hope had died with the first strike. But a new fire burned in her heart. The fire of survival and justice. The day of the attack arrived with a tense silence. Earth's fleet moved through space, cloaked and silent. The target was a heavily guarded Council base known as Sentinel Station, located in a strategic star system. The fleet's weapons were ready, their crews focused and steady. When the order came, Earth's ships unleashed a barrage of missiles and energy beams. The Council's defenses fired back fiercely, but Earth's technology was fast and precise. Explosions lit the darkness as the station's shields failed and its weapons went silent. Within minutes, the attack was over. The station was crippled, and Earth's fleet withdrew before reinforcements could arrive. Back on Earth, the news of the strike spread quickly. Citizens cheered their military success, but leaders warned that this was only the beginning. The Galactic Council would not forget this attack. Indeed, across the galaxy, the Council's members were shocked and enraged. The attack shattered their confidence and exposed weaknesses in their power. The Shadow Circle demanded a swift and deadly response. Sarah knew the coming days would bring more battles, more dangers. The galaxy was shifting, alliances breaking, and the future uncertain. But Earth had made its choice. It was no longer just about peace. It was about survival. The silence that followed Earth's attack on Sentinel Station was broken by shockwaves rippling throughout the galaxy. The Galactic Council had never faced such boldness before. A small blue planet striking a key military base deep in their territory. It was a message no one could ignore. On Earth, the population watched the news in stunned silence and growing pride. For the first time, their leaders had shown the galaxy that humanity was not weak or afraid. The success of the strike sent a surge of hope through the people, but behind the scenes, Commander Sarah Malik and her commanders knew the war had truly begun. The Council's response was swift and brutal. Within hours, fleets from multiple star systems converged near Earth's borders. Their ships were larger, more advanced, and armed with deadly weapons designed to crush resistance. The Shadow Circle, the powerful faction within the Council, took full control, directing a fierce counterattack. Earth's defense forces were on high alert. Sarah coordinated with fleet commanders, directing ships and complex maneuvers to protect key planets and installations. The battles were fierce and costly. Explosions filled the void of space as lasers and missiles tore through ships. The Council's forces fought with determination, unwilling to let Earth's attack go unanswered. On the ground, Earth's military prepared for possible invasions. Training increased, new weapons were deployed, and every city fortified itself. Civilians joined support teams, helping repair damages and prepare for the worst. Meanwhile, inside the Council's political chambers, chaos reigned. Some members demanded peace talks, fearing a long war they might lose. Others, led by the Shadow Circle, called for total destruction of Earth. Old alliances cracked, and new ones formed in unexpected ways. Amid the chaos, secret negotiations began between Earth and some Council planets dissatisfied with the Shadow Circle's rule. These planets saw Earth as a potential ally against the Council's growing tyranny. It was a fragile hope in the middle of war. Back in space, Sarah's fleet pushed forward, engaging Council forces in several key battles. Earth's ships showed unexpected skill and power, using tactics learned from years of conflict on their home planet. The commanders adapted quickly, turning the tide in some fights, but victory came at a cost. Many ships were lost, and brave crews sacrificed their lives. Each loss reminded Sarah of the heavy price of war, yet she knew retreat was not an option. The battles also revealed something troubling. The Council had begun using new weapons that seemed to affect Earth's ships in strange ways. Shields failed faster, engines faltered without clear reason. Scientists back on Earth scrambled to find answers. Fearing the secret weapon was already in use, despite these challenges, Earth's forces held their ground. The galaxy watched in awe and fear as the small planet fought against the might of the Council. The legend of humanity's strength grew with every battle as the fighting continued. Sarah received a coded message from Thalor, the young Council diplomat who secretly supported peace. "There is still a chance," he wrote. "But the Shadow Circle grows stronger. We must act soon, or all will be lost." Sarah knew the coming days would test everyone's courage and will. The first strike had changed everything. The war was no longer just about survival. It was about proving that humanity could stand among the stars. It's unbroken and unyielding. As the stars burned cold around her, Sarah steeled herself for the battles ahead. The Envoy had been killed to silence Earth's voice, but Earth had responded with fire and strength. The galaxy would never forget the day humanity fought back. The war that began with the death of the Envoy and Earth's first strike now spread like wildfire across the galaxy. The powerful Galactic Council, once a united force, was breaking apart. The battle lines were drawn not just between Earth and the Council, but within the Council itself. Old friendships crumbled and new alliances formed in the shadows. Some planets, tired of the Council's heavy-handed rule and frightened by the growing power of the Shadow Circle, quietly reached out. To Earth, they saw an opportunity to escape the Council's control by joining forces with a rising power. Secret meetings were held in hidden star systems, away from prying eyes. These new allies offered ships, resources, and vital information to Earth's leaders. It was a fragile but hopeful alliance. On Earth, the news of these secret contacts brought relief and worry. Relief because Earth was no longer alone in this fight. Worry because the galaxy was becoming a chaotic battlefield where trust was scarce. Each new alliance was a risk. The potential for betrayal always lingered. Meanwhile, within Earth's own ranks, trouble was brewing. A mole, a traitor, was suspected of leaking information to the Council. Security officers worked around the clock, chasing shadows and questioning trusted officials. Suspicion poisoned relationships, and paranoia spread. The mole's identity remained a mystery, making every meeting and every conversation tense and uncertain. Commander Sarah Malik felt the weight of this hidden danger. She knew the mole's actions could destroy everything Earth had fought for. In a quiet, secret meeting, she confronted a high-ranking officer she suspected. The officer denied everything, but Sarah's eyes saw the truth behind his calm words. "You must choose," she told him firmly. "Stand with Earth or against it." Shortly after, the officer disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Sarah knew this was just one battle in a larger war for control and loyalty. The threat from within was as dangerous as the one outside. At the same time, the Shadow Circle intensified its attacks, striking with brutal force to regain control over rebellious planets. Entire star systems were bombarded, their defenses shattered. The Council's remaining loyal forces vowed to crush Earth, its allies with overwhelming power. But the new alliance fought back with surprising strength. Coordinated attacks and shared intelligence allowed Earth and its partners to win several key battles. The tide of war shifted in unexpected ways. It was clear the galaxy was changing forever. In one dramatic moment, Sarah faced a Council delegation that came to Earth to negotiate peace. The meeting was tense and full of suspicion. The Council leaders demanded Earth's surrender and accept the Council's rule once more. Sarah refused, standing tall for humanity's right to live free and strong. "This war is not over," she said. "But we fight not for destruction, but for freedom." As battles raged, the galaxy watched this new power rise from the ashes of the old. Earth was no longer just a planet. It was a beacon of hope for many, and a symbol of defiance for others. But even as new alliances formed, danger lurked close. The mole's next move was unknown, and the Shadow Circle's wrath grew fiercer. The war for the galaxy was far from finished, and the coming days would test every ally, every soldier, and every leader. Sarah looked out at the stars once more, knowing the fight was just beginning. The Galactic Alliance was shattered, but from its broken pieces, a new future might rise. The question was simple. Who would survive to shape it? The galaxy was on fire. After years of secret plots, broken alliances, and brutal battles, Earth had reached a point of no return. The Galactic Council's secret weapon, so long hidden in the shadows, was the final threat. If the Council activated, countless worlds would be destroyed. Earth's leaders knew that waiting meant certain doom. In a hidden command center deep beneath Earth's surface, Commander Sarah Malik and the top military commanders gathered for a final briefing. The room hummed with tension as maps and data flashed across giant screens. The decision was clear. Earth must act first. They would launch the most devastating strike the galaxy had ever seen. A total annihilation of the Galactic Council's command centers. Sarah stood before the assembled leaders. "This plan will not be easy," she said, her voice steady. "We will use every weapon, every ship, every soldier we have. Our goal is to destroy the Council's ability to wage war and control the galaxy. We cannot let them rise again." The plan was bold. Multiple fleets would strike simultaneously at key Council strongholds, targeting communication hubs, weapons factories, and the secret weapons core. The attacks would be swift and brutal. There was no room for mistakes. Preparations moved fast. Scientists worked on new weapons powered by Earth's latest technology, energy beams so powerful they could cut through the toughest shields, missiles that could change course mid-flight with deadly precision, and defense systems that made Earth ships almost untouchable. Soldiers trained harder than ever. They knew this mission was more than a battle. It was a war to save their home and all those who believed in freedom. As the fleets gathered at the edges of Council space, tension was everywhere. Families said goodbye, knowing many would never return. Earth's skies were filled with prayers and hopes, but also fears. When the signal came, Fleets moved like lightning through the darkness. The galaxy exploded into chaos as beams and missiles tore through enemy defenses. Council planets watched helplessly as their leaders' power shattered piece by piece. Explosions lit up the void. Cries of victory mixed with sorrow for the lives lost. Earth's forces fought bravely, but the Council's defenders did not give up easily. Battles raged on multiple fronts, with ships crashing and burning in fierce dogfights. In one key battle, Srey led the strike on the Council's weapon core. The station was protected by layers of shields and fleets, but Earth's forces broke through with skill and determination. The core's destruction sent shockwaves across the galaxy, ending the threat of the secret weapon. But victory came with a price. Many heroes fell in battle, and whole worlds suffered destruction. Earth's leaders knew this would change the galaxy forever. As the last Council command centers fell, the surviving members sent desperate pleas for peace. They offered surrender and promises to change, but Earth's leaders were cautious. They knew the Council's betrayal had cost too much. Sarah stood before a crowd of soldiers and citizens after the final victory. "We fought for peace," she said quietly, "but sometimes peace must be earned through strength. The galaxy will remember this day, not for the destruction, but for the courage to stand and fight for freedom." Then war was over, but the future was uncertain. The Galactic Council was no more, but the power vacuum left behind could bring new dangers. Earth had won a terrible victory, one that would shape the galaxy for generations. As Sarah looked up at the stars, she knew the fight for peace would never truly end. But humanity had proven one thing: it would never be conquered or silenced. The galaxy had changed forever. The war was over. The Galactic Council, once the unchallenged rulers of the galaxy, lay in ruins. Earth's fleet had delivered total annihilation to their command centers, breaking their power forever. But victory was not a celebration. A moment heavy with silence and loss. Across the shattered systems, survivors emerged from hiding. Planets once controlled by the Council now faced chaos. No leaders, no order, only the vast unknown. Refugees moved between worlds seeking safety, unsure who to trust. The galaxy had been changed in ways no one could predict. On Earth, the cost of war was clear. Families mourned lost loved ones. Cities bore scars from attacks and shortages. Yet, beneath the grief, a new hope began to grow. Humanity had proven itself strong and unyielding. They had faced the darkness and refused to bow. Commander Sarah Malik stood on the steps of Earth's United Assembly, looking out at a crowd of people who had waited long for peace. Her voice was calm but filled with determination. "We fought, not for revenge, but for survival. The Council's reign is over, but our work has just begun. We must rebuild, not just our world, but the galaxy itself." Many planets sent envoys to Earth seeking new alliances and cooperation. The war had shown that no single power could control the galaxy. Together, new governments and councils began forming, fragile and imperfect, but filled with promise. Yet even in this moment of hope, shadows lingered. Reports came in of unknown ships watching Earth from the far edges of explored space. Whispers told of forces beyond the Council, waiting and watching the rise of humanity. The galaxy was vast and full of mysteries yet to be faced. Sarah returned to her quarters, exhausted but alert. The war had changed her, but her mission remained. She stared out at the stars, feeling both pride and caution. Earth had won the battle, but the true test was still ahead: how to lead, protect, and build a future worthy of the sacrifices made. The envoy who died had sparked this fire. From tragedy had come strength. From silence had come a roar that echoed. Across the stars, the dawn of a new era was here, and humanity was ready.